Have you ever faced a moment so painful that it changed you forever? Maybe it broke you, but deep down something inside you knew it was shaping you. Today we're talking about turning your pain into your purpose. Because the very experiences you wish never happened may be the exact key to unlocking your greatest calling, awakening your soul, aligning your energy, and elevating your life. Welcome to the very first episode of the Awakened Soul Co. podcast. My name is Sarah, and I'm grateful that you're here. This is a space where we dive deep into spiritual growth, healing, and conscious living, so you can step fully into your purpose and create a life that feels aligned from the inside out. Today's topic is one that's very close to my heart, making your pain your purpose. If you're listening right now and you're walking through something heavy, or you're still carrying old wounds, I want you to know you are not alone and you are not broken. My life has been a series of broken pieces, failed relationships, loss of jobs, moving constantly, betrayal, personal loss, and the list goes on. I'm currently not married, and I do not have any kids. I watched all of my friends have this life, and as they did, they slowly faded away. I remember asking one of my close friends, why could we no longer spend time together? And she said to me our lives are no longer aligned because I wasn't following the same path as her. My heart was broken. I wanted to spend time with them and watch her children grow. You can't force this, so you must walk away. This type of situation proceeded to happen repeatedly in my life. It was Mother's Day, a few years back, and my step-grandmother decided to take all of the mothers out for lunch. I was specifically asked not to come because I did not have kids, and I was not a mother. When I approached my mother asking her why I wasn't invited, I was so hurt. I asked her, why would you entertain this lunch when you knew it would hurt me? Everyone proceeded to enjoy Mother's Day, and I spent the day alone. At the time of these events, I did not understand why things turned out the way they did. But over time, these painful life moments helped turn me into the person I am today. If they didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be here talking to you. The whole reason I wanted to create this company is to help people shift their perspective in the moment of the pain or grief and show instant gratitude for the lesson. If you can move through the energy that other people place on you, that was never yours to carry in the first place, your life will feel a lot lighter and free. You see, when pain shows up in your life, you can look at it as a teacher, not just a wound. When I realized this, everything started to shift, and it was the catalyst to help me finding my purpose. I was never meant to have a normal life. I was meant to experience every single emotion and explore the depths of my soul. From the minute I was born into this world until this current moment, I have experienced pain. Not physical pain, the pain of rejection, unworthiness, fear, sadness, and shame. I was born into a family that has a lower vibrational frequency than I do. On purpose, I believe. You see, I think we choose our path before we come here. We choose our parents, our siblings, our life partners, our experiences. Because of my frequency, I've always felt like I didn't belong here. I felt like the black sheep, as they say. I craved something I could never have, so it would teach me what truly is important in life. After years of suffering, I stand in my truth with a heart filled with gratitude. For when I crawled into the deepest, darkest corners of myself and emerged, I understood the light. My favorite song lyrics of all time is "Never Let Hope Become a Memory." Even though I have seen darkness, felt horrible pain, suffered the worst kind of betrayal, I've never lost the softness and the fire that's inside of me. Maybe it's because I'm a Leo and we don't give up or walk away easily. That fire energy I have is so resilient, and I'm so grateful for it. I think this resilience is what helped me to awaken, and the pain and the suffering is what made me an empath. Then the journey I am on now turned me into the super empath, and we will discuss this in a later episode. I watched a social media influencer from my hometown turn his pain into his purpose, and he is now one of the top influencers and travels the world helping people. 90% of the time when I watch his videos, I bawl my eyes out, crying like a baby. Why? Because I feel the emotion and the pain inside of the people that he is helping. I was sitting at my desk at work one day creating a social media post for some clients, and I thought I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't living my authentic life. Sure, I was helping people with their business, but I wanted to do more. This influencer kept saying, "Turn your pain into your purpose," and it always has stuck in my head. Let the people that surround you create a positive ripple effect on your life. As he always says, "I love you." I think he says this all the time to strangers because he knows that we are all connected. When you connect to this hidden wisdom in the pain, you become more conscious and you can discern what is for you and what is not. If you choose to ignore moving this energy, it becomes stuck, and I believe this is where disease lives. Let's go back to my early childhood for an example. I remember moving to a brand new grade school. This was the type of school where barely any new kids arrived over the years. You see, it was a farming community where the people who lived there never moved. Generations lived on the same property, and when their children were ready to buy a house, they moved next door or down the road. Their kids went to the same grade school their grandparents did. So when I showed up, I wasn't really accepted until I went to high school and met new people. It was sad, but it was my reality. The bullying was really bad back then. I ended up making friends with the biggest kid on the playground because I was so small. My favorite thing was to perform, act, and sing. I remember one day, I was singing in choir practice, and the bullying was so bad I stopped singing and just mouthed the words. My passion was white for me in that moment. I did not feel safe to be myself, so I just didn't sing or speak up ever again. When I was 14 and in high school, I joined a youth group. I remember we had to speak in front of large groups of people all the time. I was literally in fight or flight mode. I did not speak freely in front of the large group until I was in grade 11. I still never really spoke up throughout my life. I was verbally and emotionally abused by my mother since I was little. One day, I was hanging out with my sister, and I asked her to stop treating me like our mom, and that we were adults now, we don't have to do this anymore. She was so triggered by me that she started shaking and throwing things at me, asked me to leave her home, and we never really spoke again. That was over 8 years ago. I became a fitness model, and here's how I did it. One day, I just decided I was a fitness model. I became one. You see, by wishing, you are stating it will happen in the future. By becoming, it is happening in the now. This is the key secret to manifesting the life you've always dreamed of. I loved Muscle and Fitness magazine when I was a little girl. I remember the very first issue I picked up had this woman named Linda Murray. Her physique had the most amazing symmetry. Back in the early 2000s, I was maybe 13 or 14 years old, looking up to this strong, beautiful woman. I wanted to be just like her, so I started training. But who was I? I was a nobody. This skinny little girl with no voice who lacked the confidence. You see, growing up in a verbally abusive home, the gym was a safe place to remove the stress out of my body. When I got to high school, I was the only girl lifting weights in the gym next to the football players and the wrestlers. I ended up getting a gym membership at the local gym. I would do cardio in the morning and weightlifting in the evening. I found a fitness model coach who lived 2 hours away and started training with her. I used her seamstress, her backflip coach, her music coach. I followed her nutrition plan. I followed everything she did because she got her pro card that year. I believed I was a fitness model until it came time to actually perform. You see, I trained for 2 years for this, and I was finally ready to step on stage. I had my shoes, my music, my routine, my tan. The week I was to perform, I chickened out and I sat in the audience with a friend and watched all of the other girls do amazing. As I sat in the audience, I learned a very hard lesson. I believed what someone else had written in my book. I was not good enough. So what did I do next? I changed my sport. I did not give up on myself. I just shifted what I wanted to do with what I had become and became a competitive trampolinist. Random change of events, I know, but I never gave up on the gym. Challenging your body is an amazing way to elevate your energy and boost your mood. Now let's turn your pain into your purpose. You get to decide how you want to live in this life. Think of it like this. When you're born into this world, you're handed a book. And inside that book, you have many blank pages. The first 7 years you are here, you're developing. Around 7 or 8, you start to wake up a bit and form into the person you are becoming. From 7 to 21, you are still influenced by your peers, surrounding parents, and family. Depending on where you are from, 19 to 21, you are considered an adult, and you get to choose your life, your goals, your dreams, and your purpose. You start to either generate or create, which means awaken, or automate, living in the 3D reality, and you are compensated based off of what you put back into this world. With technology and the rate people are awakening, people speed up this timeline. I see 19-year-olds generate an amazing life and are now retired. You get to create the life you want to live. At this time, you also get to choose whether to keep pages in this book that other people put there. You see people dump their crap onto you all the time. Their belief systems, their goals and dreams, their disappointments, their pages they have held on from others. Essentially, this is called generational trauma. You get to choose whether or not you want to keep hearing the same song repeatedly, or do you want to change the channel? Better yet, do you want to make your own music? And better yet, do you want to share that music with the world? You see, when you begin to wake up, you get to choose the game you want to play. The biggest issue most people have is finding their core genius and taking action. We get stuck in the loop of I need to do this by a certain day or time to be successful. The greatest thing about creating the life you want is not manifesting, it's becoming it. When you notice you're experiencing a painful situation, allow yourself to feel the emotion. Do not let them get stuck. Let them move through you. I do this by pushing the energy through my heart chakra and showing gratitude. The first time you do this, it may feel awkward, but over time it does get better. Then, ask for the lesson. If you get quiet in your mind, ask for, what is this here to teach me? If you do not get an answer, try doing a deep meditation where you quiet the mind. I find this really helps when I'm stuck. Next, ask how does this make me stronger or more empathetic? If you feel called to do so, share your experiences with others. Your story may help someone else move through this pain. Everyday people turn adversity into positive impact. Their legacy was built on something that once caused them deep pain. For example, have you ever heard of the story of how Oprah was demoted from the anchorwoman position at a local news station, and she later went on to create her own network? If she wasn't demoted, her life may have looked very different, but her pain point gave her purpose to help others. Turning pain into purpose can be a powerful path forward, but it should never be used as a way to sidestep the deeper work of healing. True transformation requires facing the wound, feeling it fully, and allowing the time and space to process it. People can give pain a sense of meaning, but it does not erase the ache or the lesson it carries. Without healing, purpose can become a mask, a way to perform strength while silently carrying unaddressed hurt. When you commit to both healing and purpose, you can create a foundation that is not built on avoidance, but on resilience, authenticity, and wholeness. Pain is not a life sentence or a form of punishment. It is a doorway, a portal, inviting you to evolve into a deeper, wiser version of yourself. Within your story lies a unique medicine, one that has the power to inspire, guide, and heal others who may be walking similar paths. True purpose is born when the work you've done to heal yourself becomes the light for someone else's journey. You're not defined by the words you've carried. You are the alchemist transforming pain into wisdom, compassion, and purpose. My hope for this business is that it helps you open your perspective on any given situation. You become more aware, compassionate, and filled with gratitude for the experience, no matter what emotion you attach to it. You are here for a reason. You are amazing, and you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Let's go on this journey together. If there's a specific topic you would like me to discuss, you can go to the website awakensoul.co and fill out the contact form. Make sure you put the subject line podcast topic. If today's episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who needs a reminder that their story matters. And if you haven't already, hit follow so you never miss an episode of the Awakened Soul Co. podcast. If you made it this far, I see you, and I'm grateful that you're here. You matter, and I love you. Until next week, remember this: your pain is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your purpose.